Welcome. Welcome to this first lecture on our course Introduction to Trauma. My name is Nikki Gent, and first of all, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners in the lands in which we meet and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. I'm coming to you from beautiful Ghana country today, which is in the Adelaide region. We're a stone throw away from the Adelaide Oval. So if you hear the football siren as we go through the lecture, don't be surprised. My name, like I said, is Nikki, and I'm an expert in the field of trauma. I'm a therapist, I'm a dedicated professional with over 20 years' experience in helping individuals and families navigate the complex terrain of trauma. I'm also the principal consultant at Family and Child Consultants, an organisation which is committed to supporting and empowering individuals who've experienced trauma. Family and Child Consultants has long recognised the profound impact that trauma has on individuals, particularly on children and families. We understand that trauma not only affects one's immediate well-being, but that it also has the potential to shape their entire life trajectory. This is why we've taken a proactive approach by providing comprehensive training on trauma to professionals, to caregivers, and to community members. In this short course, we aim to shed light on the topic of trauma. We want to deepen your understanding of its complexities and explore effective strategies for support and healing. It's important to remember that trauma can manifest in numerous forms, such as abuse, neglect, accidents, loss, or exposure to violence. Its effects can permeate every aspect of an individual's life, influencing their relationships, their mental health, and their overall well-being. Family and child consultants firmly believe that education and awareness are the foundation for creating a compassionate and trauma-informed community. By offering training on trauma, we can equip professionals and caregivers with the knowledge and the tools necessary to recognise not only the signs of trauma, but to respond effectively and provide a safe and nurturing environment for those impacted by trauma. I want to have a quick look at the difference between empathy and sympathy. Empathy and sympathy are two related but distinct concepts that involve understanding and responding to the emotions and experiences of others. While both empathy and sympathy involve recognizing and sharing someone else's feelings, they differ in their underlying processes and outcomes. Empathy is the ability to understand and to share the emotions and perspectives of another person. It involves putting yourself in someone else's shoes, imagining how they might be feeling and experiencing a sense of connection with their experience. Empathy is characterized by a genuine desire to understand and connect with others on an emotional level. It requires active listening, it requires non judgment and the ability to validate and acknowledge someone else's emotions without imposing your own. Sympathy, on the other hand, is different. Sympathy involves feeling sorry or pitying someone else's situation without necessarily fully understanding or sharing their emotions. It can come from a place of compassion, but it often lacks the deeper emotional connection and understanding that empathy entails. Sympathy tends to focus more on providing comfort or support from a distance rather than truly stepping into another person's perspective. The distinction between empathy and sympathy is important because empathy allows for a deeper and more meaningful connection with others. When we empathize, we not only understand someone's emotions, but we share their experience. We foster a sense of validation, a sense of trust and support. By actively engaging with empathy, we actually create an environment where individuals feel heard, feel understood, and feel valued. In contrast, sympathy can sometimes create a sense of separation or distance between the person offering sympathy and the person in need. Sympathy may have unintentional, minimal validation of somebody else's emotions, and it can be perceived as either detached or dismissive. Empathy is crucial in various contexts, including personal relationships, healthcare, counseling, youth work, and other forms of support. It enables us to provide genuine understanding. It enables us to validate someone's feelings and to offer compassionate and meaningful support. By embracing empathy, we can foster a stronger connection. We can promote effective communication and create a more compassionate and empathetic service. When somebody's experienced trauma, it's important to approach them with empathy rather than sympathy. And this is why we want to validate and understand the experience. And empathy allows us to truly understand and validate the emotions and the experiences of individuals who've experienced trauma. It involves active listening, putting ourselves in somebody else's shoes, and recognizing the depth of their struggle. This validation can be incredibly powerful in helping people feel heard, feeling understood, and feeling supported. We also need to ensure that we approach a person who's experienced with trauma with empathy rather than sympathy because of that connection and trust. Empathy fosters a genuine connection with the person that's experienced trauma. By empathizing, we create a safe space where they can open up and share their feelings without judgment and without dismissal. This connection builds trust and it encourages the person to seek support and share their experiences, which is crucial for the healing process. Emotional support is another reason that we approach a person that has experienced trauma with empathy rather than sympathy. Trauma often brings forth complex and intense emotions. Empathy allows us to navigate these emotions alongside the individual by offering genuine support and companionship. Instead of merely feeling sorry for the situation, which is sympathy, empathy allows us to be present, to be compassionate, and to understand, which can provide immense comfort to those who are on a healing journey. Empathy also allows us to combat the stigma that's often associated with trauma. When we approach somebody with empathy, we convey that their experience and their emotions are valid and worth understanding. This can help reduce a sense of isolation and shame and that individuals can feel. This can help create an environment where they feel comfortable in seeking help and support. Empathy also empowers individuals who've experienced trauma by recognizing their strength, their resilience, and their ability to heal. It allows them to be active participants in their own recovery and rather than just be passive recipients of sympathy. Through empathy, we can support their autonomy, their choices, and their decision making. We can empower them to regain control and move forward. Empathy also aligns with a trauma informed approach to caregiving, and we'll talk about a trauma informed approach as we go through the course. Trauma informed care recognizes the impact of trauma and seeks to create an environment that promotes safety, trust, collaboration, and empowerment. Empathy is a fundamental aspect of this approach, and it allows us to respond to individuals' needs with sensitivity, respect, and understanding. Empathy is crucial when we're supporting someone who's experienced trauma because it validates their experience, it builds trust, it fosters connection, it provides emotional support while reducing stigma and empowering the individual. Furthermore, it aligns with that trauma informed approach. By approaching others with empathy, we can make significant positive impact on an individual's healing journey and on their overall well-being. I look forward to seeing you in our next lecture as we continue to explore and develop our understanding of trauma.